If you recently got a new paper planner and you don't quite know what to do with it, then apparently you're in the right place, because I too recently got a new paper planner and I have yet to use it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be diving into my paper planner for the very first time. Now, you guys were with me when I set up my new planner last week. I have yet to use it. Now, I might be coming at this from a different vantage point than others. I'm actually trying to transition back into paper planning from digital planning, which I have been doing for about the last 4 years. So my issue is that I'm just having a hard time just diving into it. It feels so foreign to me, so new to me. I feel like a novice, like I don't know where to start. I keep trying to find, I guess, these perfect opportunities or times. So I guess I can kind of sit back and enjoy the process, but that's not really how paper planning works. I feel like if you're going to use it as a tool to keep you organized and to keep you on track, you got to be able to whip that thing out and use it whenever the time arises. I don't know what imaginary perfect time I'm seeking, but I don't think it actually exists. There's no perfect time to write a task in my planner, or to write a to-do in my planner, or to write a note in my planner, or to write an event or a plan in my planner. The perfect time to do it actually is when the plan, the task, the to-do, the event arises. I do feel like I may be being kind of gentle or delicate with this planner, but it's time to just dive into it. So I figured if I make a video, then I'll surely dive into it, and maybe my approach, or however I'm going to start using this planner, may be beneficial to someone else out there, and perhaps it may encourage you to start using your planner as well. I do have to say, a lot of planners come with a nameplate or a name page. Typically it's the front or first page of a planner, or sometimes even the back, but there's a place for you to write your name, sometimes even your address or email address or phone number, in the event that the planner gets lost. And I just feel like over the years, that is the place to start. Once you write your name in your planner, however that looks, whatever that looks like, then you've essentially broken the seal, and then you can go forth and write in other information and start using the planner for what it is for. A planner is quite literally useless if you don't actually use it. I did not spend my hard-earned money to just look at this planner and gawk at it in all of its beauty, because it is beautiful. I purchased it so I could actually plan in it, and so that I can actually use it. So until I actually write in the planner and start using it and break the seal, if you will, it's just going to be useless, and I cannot have that. So we are about to dive into my planner, and we are about to start planning. There's actually much for me to do, much for me to write down, and I just feel like I just need to get in there and try to find my system and find my groove so that I can be successful with using my new paper planner. Let's hop into it. Okay, it is time to dive into my planner. So this is a planner cover that I got from Christina Loves Planning. I do have a discount code that you can use. It is SHAY15, which will save you 15%. I'll have it on the screen and down below in the description box. But this is one of her, I don't know if it's crochet. I think it's crochet. Is it crochet? I think it's crochet. Or if not, it could be knitted maybe, but either way, this is something that she handmade, so that's really cool. And it just houses my planner when my planner is at home. So this is my planner. I still have yet to move into it, so we're gonna do that today. And then I also have this pencil case, pencil / marker holder, also from Christina Loves Planning. In here I have just some backup little accessories, if you will. I have a Sharpie S gel pen, which is my fave. I have this Sarasa, which I am going to maybe use at some point. I don't know. I got it at an event last month, I think, or the month before, and I've never used the Sarasa, but I know that, oh, I didn't even know it was by Zebra. I know people speak highly of it, so I just have it in the event that I want to use it. This is a very nice gel pen that we got, we both got one from our CPA, and then I have a uni pen, which is like a permanent pen, and then I have my 2nd generation Apple Pencil in here, which goes with my, what does it go with? It goes with my Apple iPad Mini 6. So I have everything that I need here to potentially be successful. I have my computer over here because we're on my desk, so my computer is over here to the right, and I have Google Calendar pulled up, I have Notion pulled up, I have my phone and my digital planner pulled up, so we're gonna see what we can come up with. So I'm leaving everything as it is as far as decor. Remember, one of the things that I talked about, which I don't really like this, so perhaps we can kind of change this. I do like the inbox and outbox being on here, but I think I just need to find a new place for them to be. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really like that. Maybe that. That could be cute. Remember, I talked about maybe getting rid of all of these tabs. Oh, I switched my tabs since we last spoke. I got some other tabs from Christina Loves Planning, and they have the black font, and these are way more appealing to me than the ones I got from Cloth and Paper. So, kind of a waste of money there, but it's okay because I'll use them at some point. But yeah, they're definitely... these are definitely better, I believe. Okay, so we haven't done anything with this planner. I already did a flip through if you want to see what it looks like. Although I think the only thing that would have changed would have been the dividers here. And I just changed that, of course. Okay, so we're in May. So technically we need to do some planning for May. We have to do this because otherwise what was even the point of us having purchased this planner if we don't actually use it? So we're gonna zoom in a little bit as well. Wow, that's super zoomed in. Okay, and we're gonna try to plan the month of May. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just have no idea. But what I do think is that one thing that I can do is, ooh, I do have some stickers back here as well. Should we use those, or should that even be a thing? That's not gonna be a thing for today. I have this as part of my planner because I feel like I can't really carry around too many different colors. So I was just gonna carry around this neutral color, but I'm kind of thinking for May, perhaps I could do a different color. Like I could grab a green or something. Should I do that? By the way, this is a Zig Clean Color dot marker. Should I grab a colorful something or just go with this brown? This brown, I don't think is gonna do it for me. But then again, yeah, this ain't gonna work. I think I'm gonna have to grab a green because brown in May is crazy. During my quest for a marker, I actually found these stickers. These are so old by Elaine Michelle Studio. So I was thinking, actually, perhaps we could use these. So if it's May, maybe we can do like green, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I don't know, just like in an effort to use these because that was a part of the plan. A part of the plan is using some of my stickers and things like that. And we might decorate, but for now, like decorate with other cute stickers, but for now, let's just fill out May because we have to break into this planner at some point. And then I found these tweezers, so we'll use these. So let's use, yeah, I'm kind of thinking yellow for May, but let's just do green. One thing that I was thinking of doing is just putting a dot on all of the major events and then maybe listing out major tasks or major events here. But there's enough space for me to write here, so let's just start. And I'm back planning, as you know. So May 1st, I didn't have anything. May 2nd, I did have something, but I didn't go to it, so kind of irrelevant. May 3rd, we did have a fun little date night out. So perhaps I'll put this over May the 3rd. And that will do it. Okay, so the real gag is I tested out this pen and it was skipping. And the tragedy is that though I enjoyed writing with it, it's a 0.7, it's a Uniball 1 in 0.7. And I have enjoyed, writing with it. I enjoyed what it wrote like, but it was skipping. So that is going to annoy me. So if it's going to keep skipping, I'm going to ditch it for the Sarasa or the Sharpie S-Gel, but let's attempt to start out here. Okay, so the cool thing is, or one thing I was thinking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No way. There are 11 places here for this month. So I was thinking I could either write in the little squares and the little boxes the corresponding events that line up here, or I can list them all out here. One thing worth mentioning as it relates to my planning is that for my Google Calendar, I put pretty much everything on there. It will include just free events in the area, or events in the area, or just events that we might go to or I might go to, but I also might not. Not everything that is like set in stone and has to happen. Actually, only these are the events that are set in stone and are non-negotiable. So one thing that I'm trying to combat of sorts is just not relying so much on my Google Calendar. Not relying on it, but I just feel like it's filled with a bunch of potential tasks and to-dos, because it's super easy to add potential things to my digital system, because then I can just remove it, or remove the things that we don't do, or delete them. So it makes way more sense to put something that is not set in stone into my digital calendar system. But for this system in particular, I was thinking of putting like the major non-negotiable things that take place each month. So that is what I am thinking this is going to be used for. I do not want to reiterate everything that I'm using digitally, and I thoroughly enjoy using my digital planner for decor and decoration. So I definitely won't be getting rid of my digital planner anytime soon, but I'm just trying to incorporate this system as well. I just want this to be like a quick reference. So in doing so, I am actually thinking of maybe not writing in the boxes, but rather writing them here. The thing is, of course I can change up my system, but whatever system that I start with is what I would like to see through for the remainder of the year. So I would like to not be in any kind of place where I'm switching up my system from month to month. I would prefer to create a system that I think will work for me, and then should that not work, I can change it. But if it's something that I'm starting that's working, I want to continue to do that. So for that reason alone, I think I am going to just put all of the major stuff down here. The only caveat here is that if anything were to pop up that's major, like let's say at some point I learned that the 26th is actually, you know, a major date in my life. Right now it's not, it's just Memorial Day, which does mean I'm off work, so that's cool. But as it stands, it's not like some significant day that I need to remember. You know, I know that it's Memorial Day. I know that I'm going to be off work. I know that that's kind of what I'm working with as of now. If I were going to a party or something, then it might be a significant date, but as it stands, it's not significant. So I'm just gonna repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're just gonna try that and see what comes of it. What I'm gonna do moving forward is that now I have all of my non-negotiables on here, which is going to be the plan for each month. I'm actually going to reserve the monthly boxes for writing in any information or anything that kind of just pops up. So anything I want to take note of, since I don't have any space here, I will just add it to the monthly calendar. It's not that big of a deal, but I did want to write down only what was pretty much my non-negotiables on this. That means if I don't do nothing else, I'm definitely going to do all of these things, because going to a funeral is important to me. Going to these comedy shows that we got tickets for free for both of them using credit card points, but those are date nights with my husband. This was his teacher appreciation gift because he's a teacher. So like this stuff is non-negotiable, and that's kind of what I want to focus on as I'm going into you know, another year of life. My birthday is coming up in a few months, and as I'm going into that, I just want to make sure I'm always, you know, just honoring my commitments, which I'm good about anyway, but just making sure I'm not having, you know, planning for stuff that I don't really need to plan for, if that makes sense. Since we're here, I was thinking about going ahead and planning for June. I certainly don't need to plan for every month, because I feel like I can do that at a later date when I'm in bed or something. I don't need to sit here and plan for every month, not here at this desk, maybe when I'm comfortable. But for now, we can go ahead and start laying down the foundation for June, perhaps. So let me go to my June calendar, my June Google Calendar, and let's write in some of the non-negotiable things. So one non-negotiable, I was gonna say, whose birthday party am I going to? On the 6th, actually that's an important date, because the Carter 6 by Lil Wayne is dropping on June the 6th, which is 6/6, so that's on purpose. I'm just realizing the Carter 6 dropping on 6/6. I don't know, that's kind of demonic. But for real, that is finally dropping on the 6th. That's important, but more importantly, I have a doctor's appointment on the 6th. And then I have a birthday party because I just realized one of my friends invited me as a +1 to a birthday party. I don't know whose birthday party it is. I don't really care though, because that's not who I am as a person. I'm more of a just go with the flow kind of girl. Even though I'm sitting here planning out my whole life, I still am pretty go with the flow when I don't have major responsibilities. All right, next, our marriage counseling for June is going to be on the 9th. And then I did not put any like business stuff on this calendar. That's not the purpose of this. I'm not putting business stuff in here, and I'll fill this in maybe as we get closer to June. Okay, let me show you where I am in the planning process. So I did go ahead and back plan for January, February, March, and April. And I do want to say that I knew I wouldn't have enough of these little dot stickers to mark all of the most important dates out of each month. So I just use a couple of them basically. And then I did still write down all of the major plans that I had for the month. I just only used a few dots because, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to use all of these. So I realized that this might be a little tedious or cumbersome in regards to what I'm sharing, and it might be irrelevant, but somebody might find this helpful. So I just want to share how I'm planning to use the rest of these stickers basically, and what my thought process is. So I'll keep using these for June. I'll use for yellow. I'll use blue for July. I'm assuming I'll use all of them, especially since I'm off work for the summer break these months, so I'll probably be into a lot of things. I'll use these magenta color ones for August, the dark purple for September. I'll use orange for October. Ooh, I think the plan is blue. Maybe I won't use all the blue. Maybe I'll just use half of them, and then I'll use more blue for November, and then the rest of the red for December. I'm gonna do something like that because I simply want to use the rest of these basically. So that's how that is working. And then I have this little pocket back here where I'm keeping stickers. I do have some of these for which I may use them momentarily, but I'm keeping those back here for now. So, and just kind of sharing where I'm at with my planning process thus far, and what I've been able to accomplish. Basically, I've just been able to accomplish doing some back planning for the month, and then starting to plan the actual months for moving forward, May through December. So that's kind of where I am with this whole process. So I'm just going to, I think I like this, and I think I'll stick to it. This, to me, seems like a good idea. Again, I'm trying to just use these dot stickers, but for next year or something, you know, if I don't have any more dot stickers, which I don't think I will, I'll just move to probably using my different color Zig clean color dot markers, because that works just as well, I think. So that's kind of what's up with the month. As mentioned, I don't think that I need January through April really, so I could take these out, but I'm just going to leave them in here just because why not? So then technically we're in May. I have yet to plan my week in this planner, and that's because I have been planning my week digitally. Some months I don't really care to plan my week digitally, but I do it anyway because that before having this, that was my only system. So moving forward, like in the summer and stuff, if I want to plan my week on paper, that's what I'm going to do here. But I'm not interested in planning this current week here on paper, and probably next week either, maybe the week after that or something. But basically these aren't being used currently. And then of course I have my daily planner pages. I have not needed to plan my day so far. This week is pretty chill. Last week was pretty chill. Honestly, the last few weeks have been pretty chill. I don't see things being chaotic really until, I mean, maybe next week is a little bit chaotic, but the week after that for sure, I'm looking, and I have lots of things. I have an event, a dentist appointment, line dancing, a friend date, and brunch, and a birthday, and some other things. So those days may be a little bit more hectic, maybe. So I may plan out the days whenever we get closer to the end of May perhaps, but I have not planned out my day. As I mentioned previously, that was not something I was gonna see myself doing. I do have some notes pages here, and I remember that I wrote on the wrong notes page. I don't know where that notes page is, but we need to find it. And this is an actual task that I would like to complete, and I'm just putting random tasks here. I don't want to put the tasks on the week because they're not specific to any week. They're more so just some of the tasks that I'm thinking of that I'm about to write down are more so just general tasks. So I don't want to put them on a weekly page or a daily page, which is why I have these notes pages. So this is going to be my notes section. I think what I'm trying to do, or the plan, is to have the notes page that I'm currently using, like have the sticky note on the page that I'm currently using. Okay, so that's what we can do there. What seems like a good idea is just to draw a little circle for checking off the tasks. Honestly, you guys, since I've been using a digital planner, I have really taken to just marking completely through the task. In my head, that signals to me that it is essentially, you know, like completed, and I don't need to check it off. But I think I may do that, but I'm just saying I've really taken a liking to just marking through the entire task. And sometimes in my digital planner, I will literally delete the entire task because that's easy to do. Basically, as the week goes on, as I'm completing tasks, I'm marking through them so that they no longer exist, pretty much. and that sits right with my spirit. But obviously that's not possible for paper planning. I'm looking at my May budget page in Notion, and I'm trying to see if there's anything on here that's like really standing out and ringing a bell. I'm also looking at my Google Calendar to see if there's anything that I need to put down on here as well. So the goal for these notes pages is not only to write down actual tasks, but if I just need to take down any kind of note, any kind of confirmation number or anything like that, I plan to use these notes pages. So how I am organizing this in my brain is that if I'm not going to attach the task to any specific week or day or the month, because I'm not putting tasks on my month currently, then I can just put the task here. As an example, I need to follow up with our lawn care provider after our concrete settles. So we are on a rotation for getting our grass cut, and he was probably originally going to come, I think, on next week, but our concrete is still settling. Our backyard is a wreck because we just extended our patio, and there's no need for him to come with our yard looking like it's looking like we need to clean it up, and the concrete needs to settle and all of that before he comes blowing around, you know, grass on our concrete on our new patio. So I will need to follow up with him. And I did text him and I let him know that what was happening, so to take us off of his normal rotation, and that I would let him know after the project was completed and everything was settled and it was clear for him to come back and cut our yard, because obviously he doesn't need to come back if the concrete isn't settled and if the yard is still in disarray. So I don't know what week this is. I don't know what day this is going to be. Like, I don't know when I'll need to do this. It's kind of dependent upon what the concrete is looking like and all that. So it's just a random task that I wrote down. So that's kind of my plan for these random tasks that I'm writing here. Basically, just like as they come up, I plan to put them here. So yeah, this one has no real rhyme or reason, so I just put it here. Another option is to write on my inbox, like random tasks like that, and then just kind of sort through them as the month or the week goes on. So maybe I wrote this on my inbox, then I would know every time I turn to my inbox, that is something that I need to sort through or do or assign to some day or some week. But this just happens to be one of those tasks that is a one-off task, and just there are too many I guess, factors that are dependent on when I can complete this. As an example, I have a task that I'm thinking of right now, which would be booking my hair appointment. Well, I don't know when I want to do that, when I need to do that. It's kind of like it's dependent upon when I feel like doing it, when I take down my current hair, and you know, I don't know even when I want to do it necessarily, but I know it needs done. I just have no idea about when it is. So that's one of those tasks that I could put here because I don't know when it will be. I don't know what week it'll be, what day it'll be. So I'm just gonna put book hair appointment. Another example of a task, though, that I'm thinking of is paying my husband's college tuition. Well, that's due on Friday. So I already know that. It's on my Google Calendar. I think it's in my digital planner as well. I don't need to put that here because yes, it's a task that needs completed, but it has to be completed on the 16th. So on the 16th, he's going to go in, pay his tuition, and that's it. That it isn't a task that I need to complete. It's not a task I need to remind him of. It's a task that we have as a family, and you know, it's important that we complete that task, but there's a due date attached to it, and I know when that is, so I don't really need to write that down because I got that situated. He has it situated. That's not a task such as these. By the way, I'm moving this May 100% over here. So when I flip to May, it'll be here. Yeah, this makes perfect sense in my brain. So when I open this planner and I flip to May, I will come directly here. Sometimes tasks just pop up at random and I just really don't know when I need to complete them. I just know that I need to complete them. So if I don't really know when I need to complete them, then there's nothing else for me to do but to put those tasks on this running task list. I did see that Infinite Lotus, which is where these inserts are from, has like a master task list. And I think there are 4 different quadrants, if I remember correctly, for like writing in your tasks. So like in theory, I would have ordered those, or I might order those in the future, but this does the trick just as well. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Pretty good. Plus, if it's divided in 4 quadrants, then I probably wouldn't have as much space to write. So I think I'm just gonna stick with these. Okay, so this is as far as I've gotten so far. I just wanted to dive into this truly to start trying to figure out what, you know, this is gonna look like for me. I feel like we're off to a good start. One last thing that I have been thinking about doing for a while is using my new photo printer that I got at this event that I went to, and maybe printing out some photos and adding those to my planner. Like maybe taping them to a dashboard or something. So that's kind of something that I want to do to make this more personal. So I think I'm going to do that now. Okay, so as you can see, I added a little razzle dazzle to my planner. Super excited. I used my Kodak printer for the first time. That wasn't bad. I didn't use any instructions or anything. Granted, I have used an HP Sprocket in the past, which is also a photo printer, which was also easy to use. So I figured it was kind of the same vibe. Although I'm missing my Sprocket, honestly, because it had a sticky back, so the little photo turned into a sticker, and that's not the case with the Kodak printer, so I'm kind of missing it. Anyway, I went in with this glue tape that I got from Amazon. I was going to a planner event in March, and I took some table mate gifts, and I got everybody one of these and some other things, but this was an extra one that was left over. So I kept it for myself. So I went in with that to attach some of the photos. I think I printed out 4, and I just printed out 4 random ones, to be honest. So this is my dog on Valentine's Day. We were out of town. She was with the dog sitter, and the dog sitter sent us this. I thought that was cute, just with a rose. I don't know, it's just like a cute little thing. These are just some tulips, I think, that it was a digital photo or a wallpaper, I guess. I used it, I think I used these in May somewhere. I don't know. I think I put them on, I need to get my, yeah, I should grab my iPad. But I think on my iPad, I made this digital photo one of my widgets on my home screen because I just thought it went with the May aesthetic. So I printed out this, and I feel like it goes well. And it's kind of cohesive because it's on my iPad as well for May. So got these here. I consider not putting them on the back of this because I'll probably have a little time trying to get them off. But because these are temporary and I made these at home, I don't really care that much. So I thought that was cute. I could have put them here or here, but it would have covered up May, and I didn't want to do that. I want to be able to flip to May and be able to see what's going on in May. And then I couldn't put them on the back because that's on the back and everything else is double-sided. So they were pretty much bound to go here. And then I also did another one. I might do that periodically. I'm not really that pressed about it. I also put one back here, and I thought that was a good place. This is on the back of a top loading pocket. Oh, I have 5. Oh, cool. And then I have another one of me and Miss Pat. So this is actually us at the event that I was talking about in March. It's called Planners at Tiffany's. And these are my financial social work colleagues. I'm a financial social worker. The 4 of us are in business together. We started the Financial Social Work Collaborative. And this is Rita, who is the founder of Financial Social Work. So we got to meet her in March. So that's fun. And then this is from April. I think my husband and I went to a minor league baseball game. And I think this is just the last photo that we took together. And then I just decided that I would tape it to this card. I thought that that was a cute little added touch to the back. So, you know, just trying to add some touches of Shay to the planner. Also, I am looking at my Q2 quarterly planning template, which lives in Notion. I have a lot of my pre-plans or future plans in Notion, but I have to dig real deep to find anything. It's not easily accessible. I have to click like 8 buttons, I feel like, on my phone or computer or my iPad to get to specific Notion templates. So just wanted to throw that out there, that is kind of a difficult task. So I was able to dig up my Q2 planning page, and I'm looking at all that is coming up, and I'm looking at May and what I would like to get accomplished in May. And I do need to move around some things, TBH. But one thing that I'm thinking about is I need to schedule the OBGYN, and that is a task that I basically need to complete yesterday. So I'm just gonna add that to this because that needs to take place. Also, something that I need to do that I don't really have a specific date for is to book a laser hair removal appointment, follow-up, touch-up. So I'm gonna put print car insurance cards. And you can see how bad this is skipping. It's actually bringing me great stress, but I feel like maybe it'll warm up and be normal. So I need to do that. Another thing that I need to do, that I need to add to this list, is to purchase. Oh, I'm like, what is happening? Okay, going to May, and then I need to go to notes. I need to purchase my LCSW prep, potentially, hopefully. So let's put that on here. Buy bus ticket. Okay, so this is me jumping into my planner, attempting to use my planner. I'm loving it so far. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to use the planner, specifically because this is a planner that I curated because it's a ring bound planner, which allows for a lot of customability. If the planner were not one that I curated myself and I just purchased, a planner at Walmart or something, this would be a little bit easier because it would be essentially telling me what to do, and there would be a lot of different pages and elements of the planner. But this planner is super flexible in that all of my weeklies are undated, all of my dailies are undated. It doesn't have like a lot of structure. The only thing I feel compelled to really keep up with and write on in this moment is this May 2025 page because, it's dated, so I want to make sure I'm using it. But otherwise, everything else is kind of fluid and flexible, which I love. That was the purpose of this. But yeah, I'll come back periodically and do updates. So that's all for now. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.